Ladies, gentlemen, mesdames et messieurs, meine Damen und Herren, señores y señoras, welcome back everybody. Good evening, guten Abend, buonasera, buenas noches, konnichiwa, xin chao, ni hao. And here we go, it is Qbert who is fighting, next to Aristeo, representing Team Empire, and they are playing here in round number 3 of today's Competo 2v2 Cup against Ukraine Star and his buddy Viros Song, and those two guys are representing Viros Gaming. So, it is the 2v2 Cup, and Aristeo and Qbert, in my opinion, the best 2v2 team Europe has to offer, but Viros Gaming, like I said once, they were able to get to the semifinals of the last cup I casted, lost against Team Empire there, so, but they showed some nice gameplay, and it is a Terran and a Zerg against a Terran and a Zerg. And yes, unfortunately, this is still a best of 1 because the best of 3s only start in the next round. We are one round before the quarterfinals already. So here we have Song moving out with the SCV right now. And when we take a look at the production tab, we can see the build order is about the same. We see that Qbert is a little bit faster with his barracks than, for example, Song is with his barracks. Meanwhile, the pool timing is about the same for both Zerg players here. So, of course, this map is Scorched Haven. What does Scorched Haven have to offer? Of course, you have those natural expansions, pretty much safe, because as soon as you control the center here, more or less, you can pretty much protect your natural expansion here in the top and in the bottom. If you want to expand any further than this, it gets a little bit more risky. Here in the bottom right, we have this half-island expansion, only accessible via this small choke entrance, and of course via flying units. On the other hand, it is one here on the top left. So this is the second safest expansion after the natural expansion here. Then we have one at the 12 o'clock, one at the 6 o'clock, and of course in the middle we have the gold expansions. And there are 2 Zelnaga watchtowers on this map, but controlling those Zelnaga watchtower is not that important, because if you control the Zelnaga watchtower, you still have seen nothing what's going on in the middle. So if you actually want to see what's going on in the middle, you have to have some units being placed here on the ramp, for example, so you can know what is going on. So what strategies are very, very common? Of course, just go for the bust. Protoss players, when they play, like to just the body attacks this opponent, and the other Protoss player just has some sentries here, infinitely force-feeding the ramp. Ukraine Star was able to get in the base of Aristeo, scouting out what's going on. Sees, okay, there's no roach roaming, no baneling nest, so but a lot of Zerglings, and for those Zerglings the speed will be finishing pretty soon. And Aristeo got something else. He's got another hatchery en route. Meanwhile, Qbert, of course, goes for the Hellions, because the Hellions against the Zerg, I guess what, pretty effective. But Song is going for the Hellions as well. Song going for the reacted Hellions as well as Qbert is. And Qbert is not thinking about walling his ramp off. And I mean, those guys are experienced like a lot, let's just say. And I mean, he maybe got his reasons for not walling off. And meanwhile, Ukraine Star does not go for the expansion, he goes for the fast layer, fast Mutalist tech. And there we see Hellion Zergling against Hellion Zergling right now. To be honest, I'm not sure who comes ahead. Oh, of course, Aristeo and Qbert are, because Aristeo just has so many Zerglings, gets surrounded here on this last Hellion, and now it is time for those guys to do some damage. Only one Hellion and one Marine will not be enough, but more important, Aristeo now will be able to get in the base here of Ukraine Star, and might this game already be over so soon, because the Zerglings doing quite a lot of damage. Ukraine Star just having more and more Zerglings spawned. but if Cubit just controls his Zerglings right, he should be in a good enough position. But now Song is moving out with some Hellions of his own. Ukraine Star needs to watch out for his Queen going down right now, but finally they are able to clear this up. The question of course is at what cost, because now the Spire for Ukraine Star is finished, but he does not have a Queen to mass produce any lava here. Meanwhile, just more and more Zerglings trying to get in, and indeed they are getting in, but we have 4 mutas in production, but those 4 mutas will still take another 15 seconds. So now it is time for Aristeo and Cubit to clear up all of the remaining drones here. I'm not sure about the decision in 2v2 in general to go for some sort of fast take. Now Cubit is in with some Banshees in the mix here as well, and he needs to watch out for the Mutalist with the Banshees, but the Mutas are currently a little bit more busy defending this base. So what can no, actually, I'm not sure where the Banshee is right now, so let's follow those mutas around. Not casting 2v2s too often, so I can actually get a little bit distracted by all those different colors on the minimap for the moment, but I should be able to see what's going on. Here's the Banshee. Now it's going for the cloak. Smart move by Song to pull away with the SCVs. He's got enough energy pretty soon for a scan. He should scan right now. He should scan right now. He's not scanning right now. Bad move, but anyway, this game is pretty much over already because there is no counter attack anywhere here going on. And now Ukraine Star with the Overseer instead of the scan, because Song decided, okay, I'm too much behind, so let's wait a little bit longer so I at least can have the Mule out. But Cubit once again trying to move in with the Hellions, but the Hellions get intercepted here pretty easily by Vero's Blue Flame Hellions, and Blue Flame of course much better to kill Hellions in a Hellion versus Hellion fight, because yes, the Hellions are considered light armored units. So now Ukraine Star here with 6 mutas, and 6 mutas is not enough against 3 Queens, especially considering that 2 of those Queens have enough energy for a transfusion here. Cubit having out 3 Vikings as well, and of course the Vikings can do some damage, and Cubit is very patient with his Vikings. Of course he can't move out too far with his Vikings, but doing a nice job with microing those Vikings, taking out a Mutalist, taking out another Mutalist, and 4th Viking just appeared, and if you get the same amount of Vikings against the same amount of mutas, and those mutas not clumping up together, the Vikings actually do pretty good. Now some more Zerglings here of Aristeo trying to get in the base. They will get in the base once again, attacking this layer. Lost nearly half of his HP already, but of course now Song with the Blue Flame Hellions at least able to clear this up. So let's take a look at the supply. We see Ukraine Star at 11 and Song at 22 supply. On the other hand, Cubit at 49 supply, and we see 38 supply here for Aristeo. Now Cubit going for the triple bunkers, going for the spine crawlers, but he might not be fast enough there. But on the other hand, it is just too many Vikings here for those mutas to handle, and the only thing Song can do now is, for example, like he's doing it, kill the SCVs constructing the bunkers. But now with this Immortal here, with this Marauder in the bunker, the Queens in the back, and the Spine Crawler here helping out in the second row, this is not looking too good for Song and Ukraine Star, especially considering that once again we had some Zerglings here in the main base. Now those Blue Flame Hellions, I mean, they are trying to do as much damage as possible, but with each Marauder here arriving by Cubit, this is pretty much over already, and Ukraine Star and Song just joking around a little bit, saying noob Ellie, sad face, and leaving the game. So congrats once again to Team Empire. Aristeo and Cubit were able to get to the next round right away, so I try to find us another game as soon as possible, so just stay tuned.